the playground area. Deputies responded to a shots fired call. When they arrived on the scene, they discovered a 17-year-old male juvenile who had suffered a gunshot wound. The Memphis Fire Department was called to the park to transport the 17-year-old to Regional 1 Hospital, where the teen was pronounced deceased upon arrival at the hospital. We have since learned that the 17-year-old is a student at Millington High School, a junior. We've also been able to speak with several witnesses who were here during the incident. From what we have learned so far is that there was an unsanctioned and unauthorized senior skip day event happening here in Shelby Farms Park. From what we have learned, the park did not have any information regarding this prior to today, nor did the Shelby County Sheriff's Office had any information regarding this unsanctioned, this unauthorized event. When deputies arrived on the scene, they found nearly 200 students representing several schools here in the park. Now, as you can imagine, we are still early into our investigation. We have a number of detectives who are here right now combing over evidence, trying to piece together exactly what led up to the shooting. From what we have heard from some witnesses' reports, that there was some sort of a disturbance or a water gun fight that escalated to some type of gunfire. We are uncertain as to what the connection is between the victim and the shooter. We do not have anyone in custody at this time. We are working to learn exactly who pulled the trigger in this incident. We are also asking for anyone who may have been present this afternoon during this incident to please contact our detectives at 901-379-7625. I'll repeat that number, 901-379-7625. We are looking for any kind of cell phone footage or any kind of names of anyone who may have been involved in this incident. The one thing that I have said during moments like this, we don't want any person, any witness to not feel as if their piece of information is invaluable to us. Any piece of information is valuable to us because we certainly want to make sure that we quickly identify the person who pulled the trigger and hold them accountable for this incident. Obviously, our thoughts and our prayers are extended to the family of this 17-year-old child. And our thoughts and our prayers are also extended to the Millington High School family. We understand that this is going to be a tough day today and days ahead for all of his classmates, teachers, family members, and friends to this young person. We're not releasing his name at this time. Obviously, we just had a conversation with his parents, and this is very difficult news for any parent to receive. And so we want to give them the opportunity to grieve and mourn and give them the right to share his information, his identity at their availability. One thing that I will say for students who are considering participating in these types of events, well, unfortunately, this can be the result of a senior skip day. We understand that this is becoming a national trend, but this is a tragic day for a family. Literally moments ago, detectives with the sheriff's office broke this heartbreaking news to a mother that her child was shot and killed in this park. We don't want to have to make that phone call or knock on that door again. So for any student who think that it's a fun day, it's just a joke, this is harmless fun, well, today shows that it's not. These types of events can be dangerous. There are other ways to celebrate your final year in school. Celebrate it in a healthy way. Celebrate it in a safe way. You are safe inside the walls of a school. No adults were present. No person could have intervened to stop this incident from occurring. So we're asking for all of these, this trend of senior skip day to stop. Go to school and find a healthy way to celebrate your last year in school. For the parents of students, we're asking that you sit down today with your young person and have conversations, whether that person is a senior or a junior or a sophomore or a freshman. Have conversations about the importance of going to school and staying the entire day. There is a reason while we have supervision inside of schools. There's a reason for that. Encourage your young person to steer away from these types of events. Go to school where you are safe. And for the person who pulled this trigger, it is only a matter of time before we learn who you are. It is only a matter of time before we knock on your door. It would be smart of you to turn yourself in, to help us understand what happened today. Because if you don't, we are going to find you and we're going to put you in jail. To the public, if you see these types of events occurring in any community, notify law enforcement early so we can get there and interrupt what's happening. We don't want to see these incidents graduate or escalate to what we witnessed here today. So for the viewing public, please notify law enforcement when you see a cluster or a collection of children or students who's supposed to be in school. Contact us so we can intervene and prevent incidents like this from occurring. And I will say to those who will be considering coming to Shelby Farms, this was truly an isolated incident. Shelby Farms is a crown jewel in our community. It is a safe park. We will have deputies here all throughout the day, all throughout the week, as they usually are, patrolling to make sure that the people who would visit this park today truly feel safe. We don't want anyone to steer away from the park. The park is open and available to visitors. We are still, again, combing through evidence, trying to find as many clues as we possibly can to piece together this incident. So the playground is still closed for those who may be considering visiting, but the park at large is available to those who will come out to enjoy the park. And with that, I'll take your questions.
Chief, were there any surveillance cameras in the area that could have captured anything from the park?
So we have dozens of detectives who are focused on a number of different areas of this investigation. Some of our detectives will be combing the park to see what cameras were available, what angles they were pointing in, to see if we can grab any kind of video footage from those cameras. We'll also be reviewing the cameras from our deputies who responded to the scene to identify vehicles who may be involved in this incident. But then also what's going to be really critical for us is any cell phone footage. We understand that there were a number of young people, again, upwards of 200, and we believe that many of them may have recorded portions or sections of what happened today. And so we want to have the opportunity to scrutinize that video for valuable evidence that we can use to prosecute the individual who pulled the trigger.
Do you have reason to believe that the shooter was also a student?
So right now, that's unknown to us. But I feel pretty confident that in the days or hours ahead that we will learn whether or not this individual was an adult, a student, where this person could have attended school. But I think that the witnesses that have so far shared information with us will get us a little bit closer to identifying that individual.
Can you tell at this point if it was an exchange of gunfire, was it a shootout, or was it just one person shooting?
So that question is still under investigation for us. We have found a few shell casings and rounds here that we're going to try to figure out if there was a single weapon used, multiple weapon used. But again, that's a critical piece of our investigation, and we hope to learn that over the next few hours.
Can you tell us the timeline of when this approximately 200 students arrived here? Can you give us that information just yet?
Yeah, so we're uncertain exactly when the students arrived. What we do know is we received our first call somewhere around 12:15, and by that time, nearly 200 kids were already here. So we think in probably minutes or maybe an hour prior to us getting the call, these students could have been here. But again, that's all part of our investigation. Complex scene at this time.
Chief Jared Thomas with Action News 5. I want to ask you more of a personal question. I'm not sure if you have family or kids of your own, but when you come to scenes like this and you find out the outcome, I mean, how does this make you feel?
Well, as a parent of three, obviously my heart breaks for this family. And I cannot imagine, as a parent myself, what it was like to hear our detectives share that your loved one had just been murdered. And so I have young people in my family, and this is not something that I want to receive. And so as a parent myself, I will be having conversations with my young people, making sure that they understand the dangers of such an event. And even for those who see a disturbance or hear a disturbance, racing to disturbances like this could lead to an unfortunate incident. Oftentimes we find where people who are not necessarily connected to the disturbance are injured. And so I want to make sure that even the young people in my family understand run into fights or run into disturbances could also lead to you being a victim of a crime.
Chief, we talked to a girl who said she wrapped the victim's head before first responders arrived. Are you aware, are you able to confirm anyone that attempted to provide aid?
Well, let me say this. I'm not exactly sure who all participated in life-saving efforts, but what I can tell you is I know that there were young people who were trying to help before we got here. Before we got here, there were rangers for the park who administered first aid. We had deputies who responded to the scene who administered first aid. So there were an army of people who were trying life-saving measures to save this young person's life. And unfortunately, despite their best efforts, we were unable to do so. They were unable to do so.
Just for clarity, the Shelby Farms released a statement saying that the sheriff's office was called to reports of unruly behavior, and then the shooting occurred during the incident. So were officers on scene before the shots were fired? So
two things could be true at the same time. So we got initial calls of kids who were involved in some type of disturbance, and as deputies were approaching the area, the call was updated or upgraded to a shooting call. So multiple people were calling with different pieces of information, but what we do know, deputies were already headed this way when the call was upgraded to a shooting call.
They weren't here yet, though.
So they may have been in the area, but not at the actual playground.
And where was he hit at?
So we're going to hold that information back. Again, this is a very open and active investigation, and I don't want to get ahead of any investigation or anything that an autopsy report may reveal.
Last question.
Did you say earlier that it was from a water gun fight? Did I hear that correctly?
So some witnesses report that while the students were here, they were participating in some form of a water gun fight. Now, we believe that, based off their statements, that escalated beyond a water gun fight, obviously, to a real gun firing a real bullet that took a real life. And so, again, my final warning to the students who would consider participating in any kind of event like this: don't do it. You are safe in the walls of a school around adults. And for the parents, again, my final warning is to please sit down with your young person and have an intentional conversation about the dangers of participating in such events. Thank you.